poverty looks the same. It does not discriminate. Like in all countries, all communities, uh, all around the world, from South America, Central, Mexico, United States, England, Africa, Portugal, Morocco. It has a resemblance to it, right? And so that's the environment that you were brought in, and then so coming to the United States, you began to get wrapped up in the juvenile system, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Just being a part of the juvenile system.
Whew, I remember the first time I went to juvenile hall. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I went there and you know, I already had an idea of like what prison was like, and but like in Mexico. So I got there and I was like, wait, hold on a second. So they're gonna feed us here, and they're gonna give us blankets and everything, and toilet paper. They give me a toilet paper and all this stuff, and I was like, wow, this is a whole it's different out here. But there I still had my struggles in there. I had my struggles like being in there. A lot of being alone, a lot of time alone. Because you get that cold cell like all to yourself. And sometimes like you want to talk or something, and you can't really do anything because you're just there all day.
Yeah. So like the food and like the assistance with that was like a plus compared to what was happening in Mexico,
Yeah.
right? But the alone time that you spent, like that causes a lot of anxiety. It causes a lot of depression, and it's system-induced trauma.
A lot of trauma.
Yeah, that could affect you as an individual. So that's something that you experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what would you do to help you out as an outlet to cope from that?
Well, at the time I didn't really know, but now the way I look at it, always like the boredom is like the mother of is the root of anything bad. So I would just keep myself busy. I didn't see it that way at that time. But I'll either be drawing, I'll either be doing like writing letters or whatever I was doing. Sometimes I wouldn't even send the letters, but just to keep myself busy.
Wow, like boredom.
Hmm.
Like four of the biggest fears that a lot of individuals like us have experienced is boredom, anger, resentment, and fear. Right? Those are big emotions that like a stir an individual that have experienced trauma, community trauma, poverty, and are grown up in these environments, right? And so just growing up in these environments and now learning how to like deal with all these feelings that are like so huge in our lives could become complicated for us. So then you went through the juvenile system. We connected. I believe when you were still part of the juvenile system. How old were you when we connected?
Um, I'm thinking I was around 16.
Around 16. Wow. Around 16. Yes. And how old are you now?
Right now, I'm 21.
Okay, 21, still looking 16. You know what I'm saying? Like still looking 16, fly, and handsome, and you know what I'm saying? Like he looked good. This boy looks
super
good.
Responsible for
yes,
21.
And fully committed.
Yes.
And so then we went different paths, and like you had an apartment, you had everything going on, right? At the age of what?
18.
At the age of 18. So can you tell us a little bit about that? Like you had everything, and then what happened?
So the thing was, I thought I had everything, but I was still missing like that mindset, to look out like for my family, like before anything. Because I was still like working. I had my apartment. I had my car before I even had my driver license. I had my own business. Remember the detailing business?
Oh yeah, I remember.
And that was my main income. I didn't have any other job than that. So I was doing pretty good, except I was doing it for the wrong reasons. All that money I just wasted back on things that weren't productive. Like where did all that go? Right now, I don't have any of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good thing that you realize that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So your path. What happened? Did you keep the place? How did your life go after that?
I ended up getting into trouble because of alcohol problems. You know, I had a problem with alcohol for a long time, a really long time, and I ended up losing the house because my apartment, because of the music and the drinking and the friends and all that stuff. You know.
Excuse me, you guys hear that? The sirens? No. See, that's what happens when we live in communities like this. I could hear the sirens from
Me too.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's normal out here.
Okay, so sorry about like interrupting that. Like, I know you had great mentors in your life, but you had also like sort of say that you had some holes in your heart too, and you didn't. The alcohol got in the way and of your life, and even though you had some great people in your life, you weren't healed from what you were going through. So how did that turn out differently for you?
Mm, even though I wasn't doing like a lot of stuff I was doing before that, um, I still ended up getting back into trouble. After I lost that house, I ended up going back to Mexico. Because that's where all my family is. So I go back there and I increased the drinking and everything. Like all that stuff that was going on. I just used it as like a motor. To keep on doing even worse. So started drinking and started getting more like easy money and started getting into drugs and stuff more. And it just led me to it was a one-way street to prison. I
Uh,
mean, I was lucky. I didn't nothing else happened to me at that time.
yeah. So you went from San Diego, United States, back into TJ, Mexico, and then you ended up in Mexico prison.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so because earlier you were saying that like when you were in juvenile, like oh they were giving you according to you some luxuries, which wasn't food, the
Necessities.
necessities,
Yeah.
your means of survival,
Yeah.
right, to live. Now, so now, wow, now you're 18 years old and you're in a Mexican prison. Some people don't understand or realize what that is compared to prisons here in the United States.
Yeah.
How much time were you looking at?
um, they wanted to give me 8, but they settled for 5, and I ended up doing only half of that.
Okay, so you did 2.5
Two
years.
and a half.
So you're 18 years old, fresh 18, in a Mexican prison. And how was that?
Um, it was it was like really like a drastic change, like from juvenile halls over here to that Mexican prison, because it has nothing to do like with over there. Like practically over here in prison, you just throw you in cell and you have to fend for yourself. Like they don't give you clothes, they don't give you anything, and they expect you to have everything. They expect you to come out shaved. They expect you to have your clean clothes on. Like they expect, and they want it to be clean. So you have to wash it and everything. And there's a lot of people that can't do it because some people are too old, or some people can't like physically do it. Like for whatever reason, and it sucks, because there's a lot of people that go through this type of stuff, and it's just like another day in their life for them, like, and they just keep getting in trouble and stuff, like that system is not at all um made like to prepare somebody to come back out to society, to the community.
And like what's some of the faults that Mexican prison had? Like how was your water? How was your food? How was your way of sleeping? How was your environment? How did that look?
Mm. Well, some of the things that we went through while we were there was which was one of the most traumatic things, was the water. Not being able to have water. Sometimes we wouldn't have running tap water, and since all the drinking water was filtered water, we wouldn't have drinking water. So we could go on days like that, and we just be asking the guards, "Hey, when is the water coming back? Oh, whenever it comes back, And we're kind of like, oh, like we have no idea when the water is coming back. Like we would have stocked up on water, but eventually it runs out, and everybody's just like really dry and stuff, and like sometimes like once a week when we go out to the yard, we could buy sodas and stuff, but that's not enough. You need water to survive.
Yeah.
Wow. So water was scarce. Like, how about food? What was the food? What did that look like?
Ooh, mostly it was just potatoes and we would like the inmates in there like we would joke about like the police like seizing like truckloads of potatoes, and then just like throwing it back in there, so they could cook it for us. And most of the times they're like right and they're like all with holes and all black and stuff, and it's just potato and soup, and that's it. There's nothing else to it.
Wow. And how about your way of sleeping or living?
um, well, the sleeping was pretty bad too because sometimes in the cells were designed like for 6 people, max. So sometimes they'll throw up to like 25 people, and this is like the new. This is right now. This is a lot better. But like I've heard stories like back in the day, they used to throw like up to 35, like a lot of people like in a in a 6-person cell, and so like people have to like they have to find the ways like to sleep and stuff, like sardines or like tied to the to the fence, like to the wall, to the gate. There were times on the sheets and just sleep standing like that, or like they would take turns sleeping or stuff like that.
Wow. So that it got better, 35 back then. How many was it currently? How many people in that cell, that 6-man cell? How many were in there now?
Currently it wouldn't go down from 10. Most of them were like around 15, 16, and it would get as worse as bad as 25.
That is insane. In Chowchilla, where our rooms are designed for, in Chowchilla, our rooms are designed for four, right? But we live eight to a room. So we're double capacity also in CCWF, but never to that degree. So because the legalities of it all would not, it wouldn't happen. So the fact that that was the living situation is like absolutely horrendous and horrible. And I can't even wrap my mind around it.
Me too. And like, because I've had family members that live over there, but like we would just look out. We never got into the conversations of the details of the suffering in there, right? Because they don't want to express that because of they don't want to let the family members hurt, right? Of what the realities are. But even me, like I've been Pelican Bay shoot, inhumane isolation, torture, but I got a decent meal.
Yeah.
Breakfast, sack lunch, dinner, right? And I was able to get canteen. So the canteen access allowed me to eat other things, canned foods and soups and other things that were beneficial to like my well being, my physical well being. So okay, so then, bam, judge tells you, guess what, Alex Palau, we're gonna give you a what?
They pardoned me like, and you know what? The funny thing that they didn't even tell me, like it was just out of the blue. They just told me get up. Like in the morning, everybody was asleep inside. Like myself, everybody was asleep. They told me get up, get ready, shave. Make sure you're shaved. We'll come back for you in 30 minutes. They left, and I was like, hey, where am I going? Where am I going? And they're like, you want to go or not? I'm like, yeah. Don't say it twice. Say no más. I started shaving. I changed and everything. I put on my best clothes. I took my little wallet with all my phone numbers and stuff, and I got out and I met up with other people. Like I walked down the stairs and I met up with other people from all over like that place, and nobody knew where we were going. So like it took like 2-3 hours for us to get on the road. And once we were arriving to the destination, we were like, wait, is this what I think it is? Because we seen the governor and we seen like all these stands and stuff, the campaigns, and it was really cool. Like once that they actually came, like I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe
it. And you
it.
had no idea that was happening.
I had no idea.
What?
Wow.
That is insane.
Wow. But we can relate with the excitement to it, not the circumstance, but but for us it was a little different because we knew. So like knowing, oh man, like we're stressing, like okay, that day's gonna come, we can't sleep, like okay, it's coming, but you, it was just bam, you're out.
Especially because because for the last days, like I'm pretty sure they feel like an eternity, like because I remember whenever I would wait for something, a visit or something, um, it would feel like an eternity, like those last days.
Yeah. So now you're out. You've been out 4 months. You come back to San Diego, and now like San Diego's okay. Who do you connect with? Like, what's your plan?
Um, so it's funny, like when I come back to San Diego, I see like a lot of things change, because I was in there like whole time of COVID and stuff. I come out and I see everybody with those face masks and stuff, and then it's funny because I went to Charlie. I was getting somewhere. I forgot where, and I tried to use the I had my old Charlie card, the old one, and then I tried to use it and it wasn't scanning. And I asked the Charlie guard lady. She was like, "Oh, you have to purchase a new card. They're like pronto cards now." So that was kind of funny, but so I get out of there, and like the first thing I think I start actually didn't want to go to present myself to my family until because when I got out, they don't give you they don't give you your clothes back or they don't give you anything back. You come out and you're like all in that gray suit, So I didn't want to show up to my house like that. So the first thing I do was I started working. I got a little job right there at the beach, and I started like waitering tables and stuff, taking drinks. And I got like the first day I got enough for a little clothes.
Oh, in Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I spent like 2-3 days like that, and I was actually sleeping right there on the beach, but I was just happy to be out.
I heard that, baby. I heard that.
You didn't care.
I got my stuff, I got all presentable, and I went back to the house, and I was like, oh, so I actually bought food and everything, like, oh, so let's eat something, they're like, what? Alex is back and stuff, so I start getting back involved with all the family, I call like my cousins, my brothers, everybody, and I call my mom, and she tells me, "Oh, you know what? You have the." She tells me about all this stuff because I hadn't talked. Like when I was in there, I didn't really have a lot of communication with my family, So she tells me, "Oh, you got like this court that you have to attend, like, and you have to get on it like right away. Like I'm gonna need you to come over here like by tomorrow." And I'll be like, "I'll be there right now." I started getting ready. I got everything ready, and I'm like, you know what? It hurts for me to say this, but I gotta go. I told my dad, my sister, my stepmom, and my little brothers there, and yeah, it was a sad moment, but my priority, like, since I was in there, what kept me going, was my daughter. So that this court thing that's going on is a is a custody process,
So,
so
so, so you have a baby girl. Now you're back. Your mom tells you, you know what? You have a court date that you got to go to. Your daughter's your drive, your push, your motivation to like just be the best dad that Alex could be. You're back in this San Diego with COVID-19 jumping off everywhere with people wearing masks.
yeah.
And so, okay, so this motivational factor you have going is your baby girl, your daughter, something that you're fighting for right now. Where are you at now? What are you doing like with yourself? What's happening in this matter of 4 months?
So when you look at it like it's only been 4 months, I actually think about it and I say like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have done, because trust me, like a lot of days, like I could have maybe a day off and I won't be busy like for 2-3 hours, and I'll start feeling like, oh, I gotta do something. Like there's something I should be doing something right now, and but now, like when you think about it, like I've been out 4 months, I've had 2 jobs since then. um I've been working with you guys a lot, like parenting classes, the TICC, and then with my mentor too, like I've been helping him around, he's been helping me, and just getting connected back with like all the positive in my life,
Yeah.
it's like, and then doing these visits with my daughter and all this stuff, like I have a part-time job, but even though I have that part-time job, like I'm never like unoccupied, like even my mom, she'll be like, oh, like when I don't get to see you that much and stuff like that, and it's like it's a struggle too, but I know she understands. Like I'm getting back on my feet, I just got out, and I need to like keep that pace,
Yeah. And when you talk about mentors, mentor, you know who you are, and like, thank you for being there for Alex. Like your passion, your drive, your commitment is like no other, and I really admire you as a mentor, individual, And right here we're another support system, and everybody's doing everything that they need to do for Alex to see Alex thrive. Like TICC, he works for youth empowerment as a co-trainer, right? And we're bringing him along with that process. If I could hire him right now, I would hire him on the spot. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we're definitely building to. Yep. That's the type of commitment and responsibility that he's shown us. Yep. With, if I say I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. Yep. Right, on time, figuring out bus or not. So we love Alex, and we love what he represents as an individual, as a father, and his drive to get his baby girl back. Niki.
Yep. Hey. Hi. No, I just want to say I'm super proud of you. Like, I think of it too as like you've been home 4 months. It's the level of maturity and your state of responsibility far exceeds what it is that your age reflects, so I know that it's life experiences that we end up going through that ultimately, mold us and shape us. And you've made progress because of the challenges, I'm not one that believes that, I don't say the cliche, everything happens for a reason. I just don't believe that, because there's too much harm that I've done in my past to believe that that's the truth, but I do believe that when the cause and effect of things, and we take advantage of the opportunities that come our way, and learn from the mistakes that we made, we create that for ourselves, and it's destined, so it's definitely an honor. I'm excited too. I can't wait to hire you, to bring you on full time, working side by side with you and all your greatness, for sure.
For sure.
And another accomplishment, like Marines.
Yeah.
Right? Because this guy is a lucky individual.
Yeah.
Like, there's, a luck goes along with this. Like, he had a charge in Mexico. He was pardoned. That stayed in Mexico, so he don't have a charge. He don't have a record over here.
Nope.
Clean,
super clean,
and successfully off probation as a juvenile, right? So there was a lot of luck to this whole process.
Like a genie right here. I'm gonna rub it. I'm gonna make a wish. I'm gonna make a wish.
Then sprinkle me, homeboy. Sprinkle me. Wow, that's just it just warms my heart.
Yeah. So thank you, Alex, so much for being with us today. We've had a lot of challenges today, but look at, we showed up. Alex gave us an amazing story of resilience, and that's really what it's all about, is us being there to support each other, and then also to amplifying and honoring your life, for the things that you've done and accomplished, and know that we're always here as the support network, So thank you all so much. I want to close out with a quote real quick. Are you guys ready for it?
Ready.
Are you sure?
Ready.
Ready for it.
You ready for it? Okay. All right. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations.
Ooh.
Wow. That's what I tell people all the time. Don't limit me with your limited, you know what I mean? The imaginations and expectations don't limit me. So with that, just knowing that our lives and what we put out into the universe can be limitless. So don't let other people dampen your imagination or the limits that you can go. So, in closing, I just want to remind everybody that it's still the month of February. So guess what? You ready for it?
Ready for it.
What? You still have time to become one of our major community champions, which is super, super important. You can become a community champion by signing up on our website, our donation page, to make a recurring monthly donation. So let us celebrate 2022 for the month of February. That's a 2 also. What? So the first 22 people who sign up to give at a $30 a month donation level will receive our free baseball cap. I didn't wear it today. I did wear it today. I just didn't wear it to this podcast, but I do have it, and it'll get the front logo with the Youth Empowerment logo. Any donation and any monthly level would be greatly appreciated, and it's also a contribution into just the lives of our community, of being able to give back to the people that have it coming, that deserve it, and that absolutely need it, for sure. So you can go to our website and you can click on the donate button, choose to make the recurring gift. That would be greatly appreciated, and we'll do the rest. And there's no lifetime commitment. There's no, read the fine print, sign the dotted line. There's none of that. You can also follow us on social media. So our engagement helps us get the word out. That's really important to our mission. So, and all the work that we're doing here at YE, I can't even keep up with it. Me and Boss were talking about it this morning. We can't keep up with it because it's going. We want to definitely keep you all updated and included in everything it is that we are doing because it's so valuable in the community. And who knows what your role and what your part might be in that. And it's very, very important for us to have you all also involved and engaged and interactive. So, like I said, follow us on social media. You can sign up for our newsletter. It's on our website. And we will be here every Tuesday on Facebook Live at 10 a.m. Unfortunately, we cut off with some struggles this morning with Facebook Live, but we showed up and showed out anyways. Here we are, victorious voices. What? Be good to yourselves and somebody else. Know that you are valued, you are appreciated, and you are an amazing human being. So rise up to that today. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
Peace.